Hello, Libra. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy, and Fluffy Puffy Lily. Little Fluffy Puffy. Hi, Lily. She's struggling with me. She likes it when Mommy does readings on the couch because it's cuddle time. Yeah, she doesn't want Mommy to work ever. No workies, just always feeding and rubbing and walking. That's all. So anyways, Libra. Libra. I'm going to do a reading for you today. After I finish rubbing some ears here. Oh yeah, she likes that. It's so soft. Okay, Lily, we gotta do work. People came, they want to know their story. They want to know their story. I gotta shift. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. God, she's so cute. It's hard to get things done. All right. That's a good girl. That's a good girl. All right, Libra. I'm gonna do a reading for you. Find like what's your story, man? What's the deal? What's going on? So I'm gonna do that. They've been pretty interesting this week. Yeah. So it's general. It may or may not resonate. If it does, and you're drawn to it, there's an extended. The link to that is at the top of the description within this video. This Miss Lily. This reading has been sponsored today by L. L is for Lily. Oh, sorry. I'm just being silly. If I can't be silly, what can I be? Okay, Libra. Sorry. What is your story? What is your story? Libra's got a story. Everyone does, man. One. Wow. 2. 3, 4. Wow. This is a story. Okay, you have the Page of Pentacles. Look at that. I want you to look at the artwork. The artwork is really important in this story. The Knight of Swords. I feel like I'm teaching you. Listen, pay attention. Look at this artwork. It's going to be on the test. Knight of Swords. The 8 of Wands. Judgment. And the bottom, you have the 6 of Wands and nothing else. Just the 6 of Wands. Everything else is reversed after that. Get comfy, Lily. This is a story, baby. Okay. Your story, Libra. I feel like your story goes back to your youth with this Page of Pentacles. Your story goes back to your youth. And I feel like for some of you, you were either in a situation where you had very little. I mean, this little guy looks like he should be coming out of a Charles Dickens story. He's got patches all over his clothes. He doesn't have shoes, and he's trying to get himself a little loaf of bread because he's probably pretty hungry. But this youthful you is learning, and in some ways, learning about the world around you. Yeah, Libra, this is the kind of story, I really feel it actually like in my heart space, this story. So learning, and well, as we really all do, I mean, as the time where we take our first breath, we're learning how to giggle, talk, walk, crawl. But you, at some point, I feel like we're in a position of not having much. And really, you're not having much and trying to get what you can where you can. And learning about life, and what you learned is that nothing's going to be given to you. Nothing's going to be given to you here. You will probably see a lot of people that have when you have not. And that doesn't just have to be in the physical. Like, let's say you grew up in a home where your parents had a good job and you weren't really hungry or want for anything. You kind of got anything you needed, but you may not have gotten or received emotional. You may not have received a lot of emotional support in your situation. If you did have physical support, you may not have received, in particular, I feel like you may have had to put up with a lot of harsh words towards you. And people that didn't really hold back about either their opinions about you, your life, your lifestyle, your choices. The Knight of Swords can be very direct. It's a very direct energy. This one, this Knight of Swords seems like it comes through to create shame in some level, doesn't it? The way this person is reacting to it. And what, like, okay, is there shame in stealing this bread? Is there really shame in stealing this bread? If we look at, like, true equality, being, like, a truly humane earth, this child, I believe, has every right to take that piece of bread. Because nobody's there for that kid. But then it's almost like being punished for it. This is totally like a Charles Dickens story, Libra. That's what your story is. It's like a Charles Dickens story. The orphan. Even if you weren't an orphan, there was somebody pretty harsh in your life, in your world, that had to be right. I'm getting that with the Knight of Swords. They had to be right, and you couldn't win with this person. I feel like you've thrown, with this Eight of Wands, I feel like you've almost like thrown a lot of things on the wall to see what sticks. But this feels sort of like personal, because it's hitting in the center of the heart. Thrown a lot out there, tried to create a lot, tried to find your place, tried to find connection. And there's a lot of misses. There's a lot more misses than hits. But there is a hit here. There is a hit, and it's right in the bullseye. This is the sort of, I don't know a lot about astrological charts, but I do know a little bit in that some people can have charts that really point to coming from a very difficult, starting very difficult in life, starting even with nothing. And sort of like the late bloomers in life, being a late bloomer. And that could be here, like in relationships, it could be in physical abundance. But this is the energy that I get here, because then you hit the target. You hit the target after throwing a lot out there, having a lot of attempts, perhaps at personal relationships that are successful, having a lot of attempts at finding your right tribe, at getting direction for yourself, even perhaps even having the money or the funds to support moves that you would like to make in your life, or where you would like to guide yourself. And then you get judgment, like being risen up to your second chance. I really do feel like you have two parts of your life here, where the first part is really struggling to have a place, because even the place that you have was harsh. This also reminds me of a child that, you know, this could still be someone who, there's a lot of kids who come from even like families that are quite well off, but they still leave home because it's abusive. So that, you know, you can have kids living on the street because, you know, they weren't really want for anything. They not necessarily even into drugs or anything like that, but just having such a difficult home life. I don't know. It really is hard. It really starts off real hard, and you try as much as you can to move away from it, to grow, to find direction for yourself. And most of the time, they're misses. It feels like a lot of misses, a lot of hope and a miss. But there's one, Libra, that is right in the bullseye. It's right on target, and it's the one that lifts you up. It's the one where you finally having this chance at life. And the reason why I say, like, it feels so good, like going from to, oh, wow. This is what's sitting at the bottom, success, and being cheered on, having kind of succeeded in life when perhaps even it felt like everything was stacked against you. That's your story. That's your story, Libra. Having found success, having achievement after multiple attempts, when it felt like everything was stacked against you and you came out finally on top. That's your story. It's a pretty really good story. Sounds asleep. Is it lunchtime yet? She comes around for food. And love. She does come for love too. Food and love. The Page of Pentacles. Is the Page of Pentacles? Oh, the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords. This is a really hard childhood. Oh, really is. Come on. This is such a hard childhood. Even for some of you too, I'm getting even like when I say what your story is, I feel like too, some of these are resonating in terms of you know, repeat lessons in life. And often they're the hardest at first because you don't learn to recognize certain types of individuals or situations that you're going into again. And that's the whole point here, is so that when you complete this lifetime, you've mastered that issue and you won't be dealing with it again. So this could even be coming through for some of you as parents, like feeling like you don't have enough to give your own children. Feeling too like there could be people around your own child as well that you have little control over in terms of, when I say little control over, I don't know, like it could be another parent, it could be your own parents kind of coming back again. It just, this Page of Pentacles, the Three of Swords and the Two of Swords, it just feels like you can't win for losing. Like, how do you move forward? You don't know how to move forward. There's no choice here. Just to sit in heartache. The Knight of Swords. You have the Ten of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. That's the energy. This is sort of like this right here. These four cards are taking us here. So this is bringing an end to things that are really difficult in your life. It might have to be walking away from some family members even. Just the way this is going. This could be siblings. Could be parents, uncles, aunts. Could be workspaces you find yourself in that are like intellectually abusive. So like verbal abuse, you know, maybe there's truth. I mean, the Knight of Swords, it can be an honest fellow, but you know, honesty does not have to be so harsh. Because when honesty is given to someone in such a manner, it's really to make this person feel bigger in a situation. I know better than you. You're doing nothing with your life. Why do you make these choices? Look at what you've become. Like, you know, that's not honesty. Okay, maybe this person is not making the best choices, but that's not really, you're not supporting that person in doing that. You're just, you know, looking at their faults, projecting, and making yourself feel better. You, this person, the cross watcher, I don't know. So the Ten of Swords and the Four of Pentacles, this is coming to an end. And this is cute. This is coming to an end. It's an end how you see yourself. It could be an end to who you're connected with. And you just need a hot moment to kind of get yourself stabilized. Okay. Oh my God. I don't know. That doesn't mean to slam the door, but it just, a hot minute here to get yourself stabilized, get your finances under control, contain yourself. Don't share. This is like a don't share. I'm not sharing with anybody because I've felt those swords. There's a lot of swords here. There's a lot of swords. And that takes you into the King of Cups. This is finding that, you know what, I do have a deep part to myself here. I do have a deep part to myself here. There is depth in me. There is really deep emotions here. And now the King of Cups is not showing it though. Not really showing it to anyone. So there's still there's an awful lot of protecting your emotional side here. But then wanting to move forward, find things for you. It does have a sense of healed with the Four of Pentacles into the King of Cups after the Ten of Swords. So let's look at the Eight of Wands. The Five of Wands. What did I say? It feels like there's a lot that you go out to investigate, to try to find for yourself, and there's conflict. There's conflict. There's conflict. It doesn't go well. And then we get Judgment. Oh, I like that. As I'm about to talk Judgment, we have the Six of Wands underneath, right? That's where we ended here. Judgment. Oh, wow. It's divine. This is like the angels coming down and saying, oh, man, Libra, it's been too much. I think this one came from, I don't know. So the Lovers, the Seven of Swords, and the Three of Cups with Judgment. This alone is literally the angels coming in and changing a circumstance. Like seeing how much work you've done. I don't want to say the angels come in because they're sympathetic. They're so sympathetic. Oh, Libra's gone through so much. Yeah, maybe. But I think it's more about how you've learned the lessons, because the universe isn't going to be, I don't feel like the universe functions on a conscious parameter of, oh, that's been too much, or Libra's been through a lot, we need to help them out here. That's sort of like the balance of energy, experience, and how you've handled it. You have tried to move away from the conflict. You've tried to understand the conflict in your life. You've tried to heal from the conflict in your life. You've made many attempts to move in a different direction from conflict. So it's almost as if by doing all of that, you give the universe a message saying, this is not what I want in my life. I want something better for myself here. And then that's when you get it. You get that response. You have to ask for it. How we ask for it comes up in many ways. Sometimes we just vocalize it. Sometimes people just get down on their knees and they're at a point of complete surrender. I give up. In this lifetime, I need your help. And the universe hears that, and the universe comes in. Or you give this message clearly by what you do not direct your energy and attention towards. And then I see what has been hidden from you. What has been hidden from you is this celebration, is happiness, is joy, are people that you can have connection with, that it feels really, really good. You feel like it's something that can actually be celebrated in your life. That's your story, Libra. Six of Wands is at the bottom. Well, it could not be really much better. The Sun. You see clearly. You will see clearly. You do find success. It feels like for you, your story is kind of finding success later in life and having to start with very little. And for some of you, that's very little on maybe all aspects. Maybe even being an orphan on some level, or feeling like you need to orphan yourself from family. It could be coming from, you may have come from a family that was very well off, but it's reminding me of, did I read it? Was it a real story? I can't remember now, but it's coming to mind, so I'm going to use it. Is someone who was a nanny for a child. I don't know if this was in a movie. It was someone who was a nanny for a child. These parents, they were both career oriented. They'd had the child later in life. They'd already had other kids that were, I guess, adults in their own way and finished their education and were working. And they had this other child much younger, but they were both so established in their careers, they didn't have time. But yet they had this great house. They had everything the kid could ever want, but they had no time for the child. So they had a nanny. And the nanny recognized that they didn't even have time at the end of the night to come and read a story to the kids. They were busy still doing conference calls at 9 o'clock at night, doing emails. So it could be that too, where you do have a physical abundance. Maybe you have what looks like a gifted life, but there just wasn't a lot of attention given to you. And I don't mean that in a needy way, like you needed attention. You were probably, looking for attention, and maybe even some of the wrong places, because it wasn't being given to you. But I mean, we all have to be nurtured. We all have to be nurtured. And then the Eight of Pentacles is at the bottom. Oh, this is interesting. The Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the Eight of Swords, and the Page of Wands. I just want to say, this is a little heads up to be careful about where you put too much of your own attention. If you put all of your focus and all of your, like if you come from an impoverished life and you put all of your attention in creating your physical abundance, you may find yourself trapped in that at some point. You may find yourself trapped in the walls that you've created around you, I'm hearing. And then the Page of Wands is trying to find your way out of it, really. So I feel like as long as you don't become over fixated on physical, financial wealth, you will not find yourself trapped, because I see you here with this. So watch how you navigate that. So Lily and I, we're going to go do the extended Libra. Thank you so much, my beautiful scales of cosmic justice. Until next time, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.